The studio demands it, an exercise in creative thinking where we will challenge ourselves to conceptualize, pitch, and craft a film based on the stipulations of a hypothetical Hollywood overlord. I am TC DeWitt, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jim. Don't call me Samantha Brzelik. How you doing, Jim?
Don't call me Samantha.
So what are we doing here? Though this is our second episode, though there might be some new listeners, so I will just say we talk movies all the time, don't we, Jim?
All the time.
In particular, we complain about the choices made in certain blockbusters and franchises, and of course, as any good, decent, red-blooded nerd does, we automatically assume we could do better. Even with the demands and restrictions that were clearly put upon the production in question.
Yep.
And I'm a writer.
I am also a writer.
Yep. We're both filmmakers. We both direct. You're an actor. I'm an actor, right? So we are not without our experience. Okay. So Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
No, this is our thing.
Yeah, is half mine. Thank you.
Yes, this is half yours. We have joint custody of this podcast. Yes. How are you feeling? We were talking off mic before we started. Since our last episode, how are you feeling about this?
Good. I still feel I feel very confident about that last episode. I'm feeling less confident about this one, right? Because this is nerve wracking.
Yeah, this is all in good fun.
Well, it is, but it's an interesting dynamic because we don't plan any of this out. And so this is going to be a terrible analogy, but I'm equating it to kind of a sports game where you can practice and be ready, but you don't even know what's going to happen when you get out on the field.
Yeah. That's a pretty fair analogy. If we're good at anything, it's analogies. It's like we're really good at analogies.
It is like that.
It's like that. You were sharing a little bit of fear though, because it's Halloween.
It's a spooky time.
See, now we're recording this near the season of Halloween.
That's true. I shouldn't go.
You have dated. I
shouldn't date the episodes.
This is coming out in the spring.
Welcome to 1985.
1985. Why did I do it that way? I do not know.
Because that's how they talked in the old-timey times. In the 1980s are now the old-timey times.
If we wanted to do like 80s stuff, wouldn't it be more like, hey, radical dude?
It would be, yeah.
But you also had some fear, like some reservations. So for last episode, for those who might not have gone and listened to it, we did Die Hard, and you had shared a little bit of concern over the fact that you hadn't actually seen Die Hard 5.
Oh, yeah.
I obviously had for the amount of complaint I had for it.
Yes.
I won't go into that detail. You can just go listen. But I think that's okay that you haven't seen.
It's okay to have not seen the works that we are discussing?
Yes, because the whole concept behind this is that we are meeting the demands of some hypothetical studio, right?
Sure.
How often do you think those like higher ups are trying to make decisions on franchises that they don't have an effing clue about? So the fact that you were making decisions based on something you didn't see is exactly how some studios make films.
Okay, you make me feel better about my apprehensions.
Yeah, so I mean, just think of like the classic John Peters story that Kevin Smith told about him sitting down and hearing the Superman, like, who's Kal-El? Who's the Man of Steel? Who's the last son of Krypton? Just say Superman, right? Because that's what I know. So you don't need to feel bad.
Okay.
Yeah, and take that into consideration for whatever we do from this point on.
Okay, yeah, that does sort of reframe it for me.
You're the idiot studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, I guess
we're working for the idiot studio.
The reason that it's still nerve-wracking is A, recreating the movie that is, right? Like the whole idea is if we're like, oh, we didn't like that, let's remake it. And then I just say the same thing that happened.
No, Jim,
what is this?
You've done exactly what the studio made the guy do. We were trying to fix this stuff.
But the other one, I had it and now it's gone. The other angle that I'm afraid of doing is, no, I forgot it.
Like franchises and not having seen all the...
Sort of.
Yeah. Well, I know you
I
had...
forgot the point I was...
We had discussed you feel disingenuous, like, who the hell are we?
Yeah.
We are lovers of film.
We are.
And we have experience in film. And really, in the grand picture of things, we wish we could do this.
Sure, yeah.
So why not have a little bit of wish fulfillment recorded for all the world to see here? Edit that out.
They can look at
The WAV file.
yeah, the WAV file. That's what we look like anyway.
That's
We're just
right. You're
squiggles.
You're squiggly.
We're horizontal squiggles.
It's because we lay down when we do this.
Well, that's the only way to get the sound to come out.
I'm assuming that's how all podcasts are done.
Yes.
Everyone lays down horizontally.
That's what podcast means.
Yeah. The pod means prone casts. The original terminology for pod was prone casting, and then it sorted to pone cast, and then you get it. You get it. Did you follow me on that one?
Of course I did.
That
I was
was no
there.
good.
I was there every step of the way.
Thank you. Yes, and. So, should we jump in on this?
Sure.
Okay, so this is what we do. We have a ridiculous pile of studio properties. We are randomly selecting each week, so we're trading off here. I picked Die Hard last week. Jim, you have the studio demanded movie of this episode, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna dive in here today. The studio demands.
So I recently watched the new Mummy, The Mummy 2017.
Tom Cruise.
Gotcha. And it was average. It actually wasn't awful. It was average. But it started with a giant logo for Dark Universe, which has since been canceled.
Because The Mummy was a failure.
Yes.
And Dracula Untold before that was a failure.
Yes.
They're like, no third try. Are you saying the studio's demanding a third try?
The studio's demanding make Dark Universe work. So I haven't seen Dracula Untold.
Okay, that's fine. Because Dracula Untold was erased by The Mummy. But the whole idea.
It was erased by it?
Well, they just tried again. It was Amazing Spider-Man, then Spider-Man Homecoming style.
Oh, see, I was assuming it was more Avengers style where Dracula Untold stood and then The Mummy stood, and they were going to eventually do something combining them. And if the original was bad, they were just going to Incredible Hulk it, where they're just going to say, okay, yeah, it's in there, but let's move on.
As is my understanding, because Dracula Untold didn't pan out at all. It was not a financial critical success. They were just like, all right, let's try again. Let's go with The Mummy. We got Tom Cruise this time, and that Mr. Russ Crowe fella, that big Australian dude from the 90s. You remember him? Is he in the Bad Times at the Motel Royale?
Russell Crowe?
Yeah. Whatever. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
No.
So you're
No?
the studio's demanding a Dark Universe.
Yep.
Universal Studios Dark Universe. So please continue.
So my original thinking was I thought Dracula Untold was still a part of it. And if neither of us has seen it, I suppose it doesn't matter. But it is make Dark Universe work, counting what has already come.
Okay,
counting
so
Dracula Untold,
I have
counting
seen
The Mummy.
I have seen Dracula Untold, and I have seen The Mummy.
Okay.
So we'll just assume that Universal Studios wants to maintain the properties they have, and they are saying Dracula Untold and The Mummy exist.
Yes.
Ooh, that is tough because The Mummy was not good, but we have to maintain canon on this.
Yeah.
Because we want to keep Tom Cruise, right?
Now, these are not hard rules that you have to stick with, but things to consider. The properties they had planned was Invisible Man. Johnny Depp was originally set to play the Invisible Man, and Bride of Frankenstein with no one attached.
I thought Angelina Jolie was attached to that.
Oh, was she? I didn't know that.
Bride of Frank, Invisible Man. Okay.
Those are the only two properties that I know for sure.
Wolfman, starring Javier Bardem, was another one.
Okay. Look at you all knowing about it at all already.
So Universal Studios created the Monster Universe back in the 50s? It was
kind of accidentally. Lon Chaney and Boris Karloff, and it's because Frankenstein kind of took off as a character and a franchise, so they just made a ton of Frankenstein movies, and then started making that works Dracula movies, and also it worked on its own. It wasn't just a spinoff. So they had Dracula, Wolfman, The Mummy, Invisible Man, Creature of the Black Lagoon, and Bride of Frankenstein. Is that everybody? Yeah. There's probably a couple more. Because I remember, I know that when I was watching The Mummy, they had a couple like little nods or Easter eggs for them. Like there was a Creature of the Black Lagoon hand in a jar. Ooh. So I don't know if that meant that that was done and over with, or if that means there's more and that's just one hand, or it's a kind of a weird Easter egg, but there was.
Is the studio demanding that we just halt the movie for 5 minutes to set up all the like new stuff, or the fact that they already did that in The Mummy, we don't have to do that anymore?
I don't think we have to do that anymore because those are supposed to be a part of canon.
Okay.
Like for example, this Dark Universe, what exists so far is not amazing, but I loved the original Mummy 1999.
Oh, the Brendan
Mummy.
Fraser. You only like the first one.
Only like the first one. I love that movie. And they nod to that franchise in The Mummy. The
Book of the Dead.
The character, yeah, she I forget her name, but she hits a dude with the book and drops it to the floor, and the camera's like, look, this thing.
This is canon.
Never references it again.
So does that...
Small side tangent about that. The thing that really kind of makes me laugh about that is that means in this universe, there are multiple evil mummies in the history of this world. There's a lot. Just the ancient world was full of evil people getting mummified. And
like I love the whole conceit that it's like, ooh, you're so evil. We're gonna just mummify you in case so you can be resurrected, kind of like.
Well, so the first one, right, the Brendan Fraser one, it was, oh, you're so bad. We're going to curse you. Yeah, Imhotep, we're going to curse you. And if anyone unburies you, screw them. And I think it was supposed to be kind of similar to the new one. With the new one, it's less the mummy curse, you unburied the mummy, so screw you. It's more, this mummy's super evil. We can't kill it. We can only immobilize it.
Oh, I see.
Don't ever unleash it, or it's going to wreak havoc. And then it did. And it just so happened it found Tom Cruise. And it's like, Tom Cruise, you're the one. Come here, and I'm going to turn you into the bad guy.
The bad mummy guy. Actual dialogue from the movie.
Yeah.
So I will ask you in this terms of this encompassing dark universe, is the Brendan Fraser trilogy canon to this universe? Or is that prop just an Easter egg for people noticing it? They did very clearly.
I prefer it as an Easter egg, but if you have an idea on how you want to incorporate it, the studio's willing to hear it.
Okay, there's a train going by now.
Yeah, there is.
Definitely making it into the recording.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
I can try to repeat the line I just said
that's fine.
The train. Okay.
We'll not. I like the Mummy, and I really like The Mummy. I think it's a great successor to Indiana Jones in terms of the fun action adventure movies, which kind of don't exist anymore. I think Mummy Returns is fine. The third Mummy is awful. I remember sitting there going like, God, this is bad. Who wrote this? And then Alfred Gough and Miles Millar's name come up, and I'm like, I watched Smallville. So not canon. We're just going to consider Dracula Untold and Mummy as part of their set up for the dark universe with the plans of doing the ones forward. Do you have, if you're challenging me, I'm ready to go.
Sure.
But if you have some other stipulations or any, where do you go with this?
Not currently. I have nothing right now.
Okay.
Right now I'm open to any ideas.
Crack the knuckles. Crack the neck. Oh, that was.
Wow, you actually did
it. That's not normal. And I'm dead. Okay, so here's my, and I feel like they kind of went this way with The Mummy. Go ahead.
I remembered. I did have an idea on how to kind of, once you have all the individual movies, I had a couple ideas for how you do the Avengers style, bring them all together movie.
Okay, good.
I didn't have necessarily the individuals.
Okay. I'm going to give you the individual. I think I have a concept for how we do the individuals. That being said, is the end game for the Dark Universe to have the Avengers movie where they're all there?
Well, that's a good question. Because originally I was thinking, yes, because that's the template everyone's trying to copy.
Everyone
we want to do our version, but it doesn't have to be.
I think we can go there. And if you have a concept for how to bring them all together.
I have a concept that I think would be really cool, also really hard to pull off, and maybe kind of not something many people would want to watch.
Okay. Well, let's
that's always a good thing.
The studio loves this. Oh, you're pitching me an idea you don't think people are going to like? I mean, please continue.
I think I think a bunch of people would find it interesting.
Okay.
I can think of precedent in Hollywood as to why this would be something to pursue, but I can also see reasons why people would say, well, why would you do that?
Well, okay, we'll get to that with the Bring 'em Together Avengers movie, but we need to get to the Avengers movie, which means we have Dracula, we have the Mummy, we need the Wolfman, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, a couple more of these. We might not need all four. Here's my pitch for you, okay? And this is it's a deviation from what they've already had, but I think there's a precedent for this in how they treated Tom Cruise in The Mummy. So I think have a movie come out. Let's go. What's a good? I think the Creature from the Black Lagoon or the Wolfman is the way to go here. We need a creature. We need a thing. Okay. My pitch is that they're not the main protagonist. They're not the main character. They are the antagonist, which is kind of what the Mummy was, right? The Mummy's the title character, but she's the bad guy. And Tom Cruise is being absorbed to her, right?
Yeah. And he becomes the Mummy. And if I understand Dracula Untold as well, it's also sort of he's an anti-hero / reluctant dark hero. He's a dark hero. We think he's a bad guy, but he totally did it for the good guy reason.
His love, right? My suggestion is okay, and this is all leading up to your Avengers movie, which anyone listening that I know some people will follow me on this, but we'll get there. Have a ragtag group of Goonies style, let's go like in their 20 somethings, maybe like 30 somethings, like a young group of ragtag monster hunters, like in the vein of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, in the vein of everyone's got their shtick, like the smart guy and like Sneakers with Robert Redford is where I'm thinking here, but they're going up against the Wolfman. Or they're going up against, let's go Creature of the Black Lagoon. Let's go. Christopher Nolan set a precedent by making Ra's al Ghul and the Scarecrow his first villain in a Batman movie.
Sure.
Who the hell knows who those two are? I mean, we know who they are, and anyone listening to us knows who they are. But the public, Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul were not in the 1960s Batman, and they weren't in the Tim Burton universe. So who the hell are these characters, right?
Yep.
That was really smart because you could focus on world building and character development on Batman, on Bruce Wayne, going up against these there's no preconceived notions on the Scarecrow or Ra's al Ghul, right? So Creature from the Black Lagoon, let's get nuts. Let's have a small town being terrorized by this creature, and in comes these hunters, this group of paranormal believer, right? And those are your main characters. Have some fun with it. Have overlapping dialogue. I'm not saying go goofy, wacky, but have some Spielberg level fun with this group of misfits taking care of this creature. And that's your movie. That's your singular movie. It's just these guys against this creature who's from the Black Lagoon. Don't even like be super obvious about this is the dark universe. It's the creature. You know the creature from the black, like that. That should be secondary to, yes, that's what it is. It's fighting the creature from the Black Lagoon, but it's about this. Let's have some fun with this. Let's get dark. Let's have a dark sense of humor. Kind of what people think they thought maybe was what Suicide Squad was supposed to be. These guys don't have to be like white knight heroes. They're a bunch of misfits that are taking on this monster. Okay. Follow that up with like even like it could be a standalone film. We're talking Iron Man style here. We're not going to have some big stop the movie to be like, guess what? Here comes Russell Crowe again. Here comes reference to Tom Cruise,
which, from what I understand, was that agency that group was supposed to be the through line between them all.
Yes,
I agree. With the way they established it in The Mummy, that is a bad through line.
Just don't stop the movie to have Wonder Woman watch QuickTime Files. That's not how you do this. Have your singular film. Iron Man 1. That's how they started the Marvel Universe. That's how they need to start. Boom. You got this adventure movie. Have some fun with it. Get some like B-list, some SNL alum. Get Key in there if you want. Whatever. Like have some fun with it. It's just a middle budget film that could be a blockbuster if you handled it right. And then maybe end it Conjuring 1 style, where maybe after everything's said and done, it's, hey, we got our next assignment. We got someone hit up the message board and we have to go check. There's some weird invisible dude that, like taking, and then boom, that's that, roll credits, so that you can come back, have another standalone style movie with these group of monster hunting folks, okay? And now they're in, and even subvert the genre so it's not like the last one, which was a freak in the woods monster style creature from the Black Lagoon. Now take them into the city to go up against the Wolfman, or have them go up against the Invisible Man, right? And bring back the cast. Don't make it a true direct sequel where it's like you gotta have seen the right. Go Incredible Hulk style, where it's like, oh, you can just watch Hulk. It doesn't. You don't have to have seen Iron Man. They aren't even that connected until the closing credit sequence. Okay. The main characters of these movies is this group. Okay. And I'm also studio. I know you're like, come on, we want the monster is your star. You cast Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man, but he's the bad guy. He's the one they're trying to defeat. So every time he's on screen, he gets to chew the hell out of the scenery. You sell the movie with him as the star, but it's about these nobodies trying to stop this somebody. And that works. And I'm like, and that's meta leveling here. You're like so skeptical on this idea.
A little bit.
Let me.
I also have an idea now for how I would do a Creature from the Black Lagoon movie.
Good. We'll go back to that because this is all ramping up to getting all these. You can do 2, 3, maybe 4 of these movies before you get to the big Avengers. And as you get to 3,
right? Isn't the math 5?
Yeah. You go Cap, Iron Man, Thor, Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Before you get into Avengers.
Yeah.
Dude, this is not a dark universe that I'm building here.
No, it's not.
I'm building the Monster Squad.
Yeah, you are. And Monster Squad is great. And that would be a great movie to remake.
But they're not kids now. I'm saying.
Whether they are or not, Monster Squad's great.
Yeah.
Let's make a Monster Squad movie. Monster Squad.
Well, and we don't have to even call it Monster Squad. That's what I'm saying. Like anyone, but that's where I was going with this.
That's the road you're going down, and I like that idea.
Because then you have your Avengers style movie where it's now they have to go up against all the bad guys they've faced, and now something that I've been talking so much, Jim. That's
okay. No, I'm.
You look like you're on board here.
Stuff, yeah.
The thing that makes the Marvel Cinematic Universe work so well that no one else has been able to do is they lay the groundwork. Like they're telling a TV series that's episodic. Like we're watching season finales whenever the Avengers get together, mid-season finales when it's Civil War, right? Do that so that if you just treat it like episodic, don't try to force these through line connections. Just tell your singular episode, and have a hell of a lot of fun with it. So I don't know if I'm meeting the studio demands at this point, but if the monster is the star. And it's just trying to stop the monster from doing what it's doing, put the spotlight on the star playing the monster. So you can have Johnny Depp, the Invisible Man, or you can have Javier Bardem playing the Wolfman, or whoever we're going to cast now that by the time we get around to this, I'm sorry, studio, everyone's aged out. Pick someone cooler and sexier. And then, so I've just talked for
that's
okay. 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Jim? Do you like my concept here?
It's pretty good.
Is the studio booting me from the room here?
It's not booting you. It doesn't like that you've frankly sidelined the monsters. That's supposed to be the draw. That's supposed to be what eventually comes together. Well, I totally get how making the what should be villain of a movie a really hard thing to like. This is what we're going to keep following. Like that's really tough.
But like the style of the film, the tone of the film, the settings, the look, everything is built around who the villain is, right? And any like visionary director who will be able to look. Van Helsing's not a good movie, but it was built around the Gothic idea of Dracula, right? So everything about Van Helsing, from the clothing to the stylistic, is all Gothic. Dracula
it did look pretty good.
Yeah. So to have the Creature from the Black Lagoon, everything is built. The villain sets the entire tone of the film, the look of the film. So they're the star. You sell the movie on them, and having that audience applause moment that you get from old school theater and whatnot of the stars suddenly showing up. How placating to ego is that? Like, oh, just your introduction into the movie is going to have people standing on their feet in the movie theaters. Like, it's all about you. You're the star. You're the main character. You're on every poster, and it's about these guys trying to stop you. Sure.
Well, and the thing is, so that's sort of the angle I would go with. I wouldn't make the Monster Squad for the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Mm-hmm. So the way I do that is kind of what you said. It's about these monster hunters, and they come into this area because they've heard stories about this creature from the Black Lagoon. Mm-hmm. And they go to investigate. And so what the story ends up being is they're investigating this creature that keeps attacking this town. And the reason it's attacking this town as they investigate is they find out it's pretty cliche, but it works. We keep going back to it because it works. So maybe it's not cliche; it's archetypal.
We're beyond cliches here. It's an archetype. What's the archetype?
There is a corporation of some kind that is messing with the environment, which is driving the Creature from the Black Lagoon to lash out at the local community.
Oh, you're touching into some of them liberal themes
little bit
of global warming.
A little bit. And I realized as I was coming up with this that this could potentially lead into one of my other Grand Avengers ideas.
Okay.
But not necessarily the way I originally intended, but it still could. So what they end up finding out is that the monster is being motivated by this other bad guy who's messing with things. So then they're all like, oh no, that's not great. And so now they're not necessarily trying to.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it doesn't become we got to help the fish man, but it kind of does.
It's like
it's a little of both.
You know what? There's in this dark universe, and I know I removed it from canon, but I'm putting it back into canon. It's the Scorpion King because Imhotep and Rick have to team up to stop the Scorpion King at the end of Mummy Returns.
Well, I don't like that now, but.
But okay, I like you're saying that.
So that's what I would do with Creature from Black Lagoon, and then what you end up finding out at the end, like I'd have there'd be a B plot where the creature like seemingly falls in love with the woman and the Monster Squad or whatever. So that actually I think becomes a little key in a moment. You find out. Like maybe this creature gets wounded or captured or killed, and you find out there's more than one. Oh no, it's not just one creature from a Black Lagoon. There's a whole friggin' possibly society of them.
And he's just the one that got, oh boy.
Yeah, and perhaps the woman who had become she hasn't become enthralled, that the monster became enthralled with, she can somehow like a little bit sort of be like, how about you guys attack them? So she kind of like the queen of the creatures. And I
like Princess Leia with the Ewoks.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm the studio asking.
Yeah, kind of like that. I'm not married to that. That's not a thing that I think is necessary, but something like that. So and you end with right, so you get an awesome fight. You get an awesome third act where all of these creatures are attacking.
God, like you just say one monster standing there like, it's just one, and all of a sudden, all these things bubbling out of the water, and even the Monster Squad's like, oh shit!
oh, there you go. It is the original one is captured by the corporation who have paramilitary troops and things like that. So then when the army of creatures comes out, there's this big fight going on, and our Monster Squad, they can't sway this fight one way or another. So what they're doing is they're basically sneaking through, trying to get into the corporation to free the original creature who is the leader of the group.
Thinking like Super 8 style, where like the military's just like the whole place is going nuts. And like they're just running through. Quick little tangent here to ask you in terms of what the studio is asking.
Yeah.
How funny. I think that having like a really sharp sense of humor in this, delivered by written the right way. Think like, I don't want to get so lampshady we verge into like a Boy Scout's Guide to the Apocalypse where it's like, haha, I get it, insert joke here. But could you
know what? I watched that recently. I actually kind of miss that type of humor.
Okay, so you're okay with it?
No, not for this. I just in general, as a movie fan, I kind of miss that type of humor in movies. I feel like that's a type of low level.
It's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, that we haven't really seen very much of in the past decade or two.
So would you have a character say something like, "Hey, where'd Sarah go? She's been shape of watered."
Sure, yeah, that
would be okay. Like having
I think the level of
Fogler,
humor,
Dan Fogler.
Yeah, the level of humor I would want. Well, actually, so we talked about Halloween, the new Halloween earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have a few jokes that are kind of like that don't ruin the tone.
Okay.
I think of the movie they set up. So I think jokes like that would work just fine. But the level of humor and campiness, I'm imagining, you actually kind of mentioned it earlier, is the original The Mummy, right? Make it a little more of an adventure because it's about this.
Fun, yeah.
It's about this group of people who everyone thinks is weirdos because they're weirdos, going out into the swamp, right?
Right.
To investigate this thing no one believes in. So they're already going to be sort of these misfits. I
thought of another way, and since we're on talking about the group here, they're the Monster Squad. I'm not going to lie, that's immediately where my head went with this. Another way to sell this studio wise to say no, your monster who you have playing the main character is the star. The Monster Squad are not attractive. I'm not saying a bunch of, but don't cast sexy Chris Hemsworth.
Sure.
Right? Cast Judah Freelander. Like, you don't like. Yeah. That's a nice like subtle way. Make them very normal and plain
honestly,
looking.
Like the I don't. That kind of insults him a bit, but kind of like in The Mummy, Tom Cruise's sidekick character.
It's Nick from New Girl.
Yeah. That type of thing, right?
Yes.
He's obviously not going to anywhere outclass Tom Cruise.
Exactly. The spotlight's on him.
Not equating Judah Freelander to him and the creature from the Black Lagoon to Tom Cruise. That's really rude to Judah Freelander.
I'm sorry. Of all the people I could have like pulled from him, what I was thinking was like 30 Rock, tangent into Tina Fey's autobiography where she talks about Friends was the exception, not the rule. No one wants to watch a bunch of beautiful people.
I agree. From what I understand, because I know you're going, I interrupted you, which is a terrible thing to do as a person and probably on a podcast because you didn't get to finish your point.
I'm the studio audience. How dare you, sir? I am wearing a suit.
You are. He is wearing a suit right now.
Laying down. Anyway, you were saying.
Well, the point you were making was Friends is attractive people, and Tina Fey said that's an exception. Yeah. I remember I watched a thing that was like, we're the studio and studios were amazed by this revelation that you could do comedy with beautiful people.
Who knew?
And the thing is, so people like Tina Fey and us less attractive folk are gonna be like, yeah, no, that's an exception. Whereas the studio's like, yeah, no, we're gonna keep doing this, keep making funny, pretty funny people.
So a way to help sell this to the studio in terms of like, no, the monster's a star. You're the only beautiful face in this frickin' movie is your poster guy, is Johnny Depp, is Javier Bardem, is Angelina Jolie.
Now, the difference here is I don't think we can get a pretty person, a famous person, to be the monster.
Well,
because it's got a very iconic look.
All you have to say is Shape of Water. Like,
sure.
Like Doug Jones obviously is not known for his just being Doug Jones. He's always a creature feature. But I think being able to be like, I mean, people are going to be asking you how long you were in the makeup chair. Like it's like a prestige to be like, oh, tell us about the 8 hours you spent in makeup.
I would way rather spin that than to cave to doing a transformation, a person who can transform.
Like get a character actor, you're saying? Oh no, you're saying
get a person who like morphs.
Oh no! I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. No, I meant transformation in the chair. Like the creature from Black Lagoon is a creature. Like we're not.
It's got to be.
He's not a mutant who's like, I'm a pretty handsome guy. Because we get that with the Wolfman and we get that with Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. We can't have it with all of our monsters.
Yeah. I mean, so far we have. I'm sure Dracula is the pretty man who turns into bats.
Yeah.
We have the Mummy, who's a pretty man who turns into a corpse.
Well, here, let me ask you this. So we have, because you asked for a franchise of films, we kind of have to like move into other. I think there's a cool movie to be had here. It's a middle budget movie, so they're saving money there. Use the most of the money to get your star to play the creature. Having that ragtag group.
What they end up playing in further movies is sort of the creature, the creature's sort of comedic sidekick. Like the whole squad is, we got to follow this.
This is our next obstacle.
Yeah. So it's not that the movie follows them. It's that they're that comedic relief along for the ride.
Yeah. And they're the main characters in terms of we follow them. But I want to, in terms of like the overall character development is strictly based on the creature, finding out what the creature is, why the creature is, what they're doing. That's the whole story, is about the monster, why it's there. The character development with our ragtag group is limited to the amount of character development that happens in the original 2 Ghostbusters. Practically none.
Sure.
Those characters do not go through major changes or arcs. They will be the constant in these films.
Sure.
The character that gets the story and the development and the acting challenge is your monster.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to? I would watch this Creature from the Black Lagoon movie with knowing that there's more to come.
Sure.
Let's take a quick break here and then we will come back. So,
okay.
Here's a quick break. Here's a quick ad. Ads are fun, right, Jim?
Super fun.
Yay. Okay, we'll be right back.
Hi there, I'm David.
And I'm Kate.
And we're the hosts of another Zelda podcast.
There are so many good podcasts out there, and some of them in particular concern The Legend of Zelda.
That's right, Kate, and we are another one of them. That is actually the name of our show, Another Zelda Podcast.
And in our show in particular, we talk about some of our favorite dungeons, characters, boss battles. We have top 10 lists.
Yeah, we do deep dives on game design and production aspects of the different Zelda games.
And we talk about our own experiences. We do some review episodes, talk about our challenges, our struggles, and our victories.
That's right. Really just almost anything that has to do with Zelda, we like to talk about it. A new episode comes out every other Friday, and you can subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and YouTube.
And you can also check out our episodes on our website, anotherzeldapodcast.com.
That's right. All right, we will see you there.
Okay, bye.
Okay, we're back. We are back. Okay, so we are continuing with the Dark Universe here. We've really just talked about the Creature from the Black Lagoon, but I think we've laid some groundwork. I'm glad you're on board with my Monster Squad destination here.
I still think I imagine them with a smaller role in the overall thing.
Well, the star of the film is the creature, is the monster. I mean, if we go into, say, the Wolfman being next, different location, different, and I don't know if Wolfman's the next is. I guess if you think in terms, we'll go look at the Batman franchise. You start with Scarecrow, and then you go to the freaking Joker. So like the movie to follow the Creature from the Black Lagoon. What's the most prestigious? Frankenstein, like having a new Frankenstein monster. Yes,
probably yeah. Well, now also the movies they originally had planned. I was surprised they had Bride of Frankenstein planned.
Yeah.
Which gave me some ideas.
Oh, okay.
Thoughts about or suspicions about where they might be going with things. So if they got Dracula, they got the Mummy.
Oh, Jekyll and Hyde. That was we even brought up Russell Crowe multiple times.
Or were they going to give him his own movie?
I don't know, but he's a main character. Or he's Russell Crowe was playing Dr. Jekyll. Sorry, continue.
I sure would like to drop that thread.
Well, we can.
We could.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the studio might demand keeping it. I'll fucking make it work. I suppose I shouldn't swear.
Fuggin.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's a Hollywood term.
Oh.
I don't know.
It is.
It's inside baseball here.
It's true. Yeah, we don't need to.
What's baseball? Okay. Oh, you mean like League of Their Own?
Yeah, just like that. So what that made me think is, well, what are they saving Frankenstein for? And my thought was, oh, maybe he's the big villain that everyone has to come together to fight. That was an idea. I don't know if that's actually true. I'm not actually that partial to that one. So I don't have thus far. I don't have many ideas for the rest of them. I like the idea of Invisible Man. So we were just out in the swamp, out in the country.
Yeah,
I like the idea of it being in a city.
We're going from
like
the
Mummy,
bayou.
The Mummy's been in a city. It went from multiple cities, right? It spanned all of Africa to Europe. But I like the idea of the Invisible Man being in a city and sort of playing with that theme of you're invisible in the city,
Right.
and our character will be literally invisible. I don't know where else to go with that.
Yeah, that's the strange thing about Invisible Man is what's interesting about him. You don't get to see him. It's more of a visual effects character. So something that I don't know if we'll be able to just figure this out right here, but whoever the genius was that figured out how to do in-helmet vision for Iron Man is that's amazing.
Sure.
How they fit. I don't know if I can't think of like precedent to that, but it's so standard now. You see inside Tony Stark's head or inside the helmet in helmet vision, and you just accept it. Like, yeah, that's what it looks like inside the helmet.
Mecha shows is all I can think of.
Yeah, but even then you see
you're in a giant thing.
This is just the face.
The head,
So trying to come up with a way to do the Invisible Man. Well, this
Something like that.
This is really silly to say, but how do you see him?
Oh, here's how you do it.
Yeah.
You do Lord of the Rings vision. So you see him, and you see him how he sees the world being invisible.
Okay, yeah. Having some
that works. And so what you do, right?
Oh, dude, yes.
We have a bunch of different characters. You know what we don't have yet? We don't have our sneaky guy, and that is exactly what Invisible Man would be.
Mm-hmm.
You make it a heist movie.
The Invisible Man's a heist film. Okay.
Yeah.
Is our Monster Squad trying to stop the heist?
Our Monster Squad is not in this movie, TC.
What? Why not? I'm telling you, they need to be the through line.
No, they are not the through line. I don't like the idea of there being to me, the Dark Universe is about the monsters.
Right.
And so you don't have a through line.
They are Coulson.
What?
They are Coulson.
Coulson appears in the stinger of several movies at best.
Okay, fine. You're not giving me the Monster Squad.
No, I gave it. You get it for
Creature from the Black Lagoon. Well, then they're not even worth having.
Because the other thing is Jekyll Hyde and his friggin' organization.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the through line.
Okay, so
through the movies.
So if you're doing Invisible Man, the heist film, I'm actually okay. I'm okay with this. I'm okay.
How about we're brainstorming here? I'm not married.
That's
to
the whole idea.
Let's throw some ideas out, see what sticks. So the corporation we introduced in Creature, it is actually sort of an antagonist group. It is a group that is counter to our. I can't remember the name of the investigator group, from The Mummy, the Jekyll and Hyde group.
Yeah.
So the Jekyll and Hyde group are the good guys, the quote unquote good guys.
Their shield.
Their shield. They're trying to hunt down these abnormal things and evil things and stop them from messing up the world. And the corporation is interested in getting a hold of them and using them to their own ends.
So they're Hydra.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we do in Invisible Man is this is where we start having them meet each other. The Invisible Man is not necessarily an agent of, but being manipulated by somehow the corporation and being sent to steal something or some things from the Jekyll and Hyde group.
Is he an agent? Like he's just on board, he's an agent working for the bad guys and doesn't know it? I'm
not imagining that. I'm imagining he's being manipulated.
Okay, so yeah.
He would like to get out from under the thumb of them. Right, because the movie also needs to be an introduction. So we need to see the Invisible Man become the Invisible Man.
Right. I'm ucking because like origin stories have been done so much, and oftentimes to me it's like either the origin story is the best and everything that follows is no good, or or you breeze through the origin so you can get to the good stuff. And I don't know, like Invisible Man's tough because what do you do? I think you're onto something with the heist. I think you're onto something with making him this like manipulated agent where he kind of has to like pivot from or against kind of
right.
scenario.
So then now he's like a double agent even, right? He doesn't necessarily care about the agenda of the Jekyll and Hyde organization. And he cares about being free from this corporation. So he goes along with it, but he's looking for ways to get to get out from under it. That's a a conglomeration of loose ideas, but I'd be interested.
I would too.
You tell me those factors are in the soup here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, you have my interest.
You know what would help if there was a group that we saw in the last movie that could bring the audience back in, knowing it was a sequel of
You're
sorts.
right. The corporation.
No, get them out of here. I want to see guys in a van. I want the Scooby Gang in this.
No.
You know what's going to happen? You go ahead and make Bugs Life. I'm making Ants. You know what? Ants sucks. You make Ants. I'm making Bugs Life. Okay. So let's not go much further than that. I'm curious what your big all-encompassing Avengers movie is.
Okay. So
I will stop pushing the Monster Squad, but
Sure.
I think that's the way to link all these is to follow this group of characters. You can still make the movie stand alone. I'll stop pressing. I'll stop selling.
As the studio, if you are going to push that, I'm going to insist that be your Jekyll and Hyde group, which still works. You
That's
can
fine,
have them
yeah.
be a cell, like a squad from the organization in the Creature from the Black Lagoon movie.
Get them recruited in the next one. Okay, if we can find a consensus on this, is have them brought in.
I think I know you don't see it that way, but I think you're undermining the main character star power of your monsters by creating this through line, because they become your Ripley, and then you can't have an Alien movie without your Ripley,
without the group, the misfits. Okay, I can see that, and how I would try to pitch it to the studio, because I used the Goonies as an example. I would pitch it more using Stranger Things. That it's the 2 seasons we've seen of Stranger Things as of this recording. It's the monster it's the Demogorgon in the first one, and it's whatever the hell that second one was. That's the star monster creature, and you're following the kids on their adventure to try to stop it.
But the main kids are your kids.
Okay, I kind of walked myself into that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your big Avengers? How do you bring?
So this, I think these ideas, I have two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them, I think, are ideally they will sell you on why you don't have those as your main character.
Mm-hmm.
So the first idea is, since we're making the monsters, the bad guys, our main characters, you're essentially flipping the script. I kind of don't like that phrase, but I'm going to use it a lot. So your villain.
When I turn the script over, it's just blank on the other side. Like the Invisible Man. Continue. That's good. Did you see what he did there? It's 120 pages of empty pages.
Yeah.
That's your Invisible Man.
Oh, God.
I wrote Invisible Ink. Get the hell out of my office.
Give this man a raise. He's a genius.
Continue. Sorry.
You have your villain, the high level villain. Your Loki.
You're Loki, okay.
Or Thanos, if you don't, whichever. Your main bad.
Okay.
Is Van Helsing.
Yeah, but he's the good. Okay.
You see what I did there? So then
they're the bad guys. So make your good guy the bad guy, antagonist. Okay. Okay. Continue.
So this is the idea that I said. I don't know how.
Okay. This
I don't know how many people would go for this. Because but Van Helsing's the good guy.
Let me studio adjust my tie here.
Yep.
Who do you cast in the Van Helsing role?
That's not my role. I have TC for that.
Boy, Jack.
But what I'm imagining, so how do we vilify Van Helsing? How do we vilify the guy trying to stop monsters?
Right, the bad guys that we've seen in 5 movies up to this point.
And have it not be the Jekyll and Hyde, have him not be connected to the Jekyll and Hyde organization. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's actually at the head of our evil corporation. Mm-hmm. And essentially it's a consolidation of power. It's being spun that they're trying to do the right thing by eliminating these monsters and using their powers for the better of mankind. Mm-hmm. But it's really just trying to gain power over all of these things and to essentially commodify their uniqueness and their power to gain control.
Okay.
Global domination.
Domination.
It doesn't matter if you say you're doing it for the better of mankind. You're still subjugating people. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of show it that way in the movie. So that's how I think I would begin to vilify Van Helsing and whatever organization he has. Mm-hmm. And that's why the monsters have to come together to basically defend freedom.
I'm not.
It feels weird.
I'm not loving
Yeah,
this.
it feels weird.
The cat doesn't love it either.
No, I think it could work. Like I said, that's a hard sell.
Yeah.
To me, I think the big bad, and I'm now thinking of ideas on how to connect it back to our previous ones. Not necessarily the ones that have already come out, which would be nice, but I can't think of how to do it. But the other ones we're going to develop.
Right.
So most of his works are now in the public domain. I think you bring in Cthulhu. You bring in a whole new monster.
There's no for the big
villain.
Oh, is this your second idea? Like your first idea was Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Van
Helsing doesn't really. I think it's harder to make work. Yeah, you could cast an actual person in that role, but I think it's harder to make work also because it's the good guy but the bad guy. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
This one is
Cthulhu.
The reason this works is Cthulhu is coming into our reality from another reality. Right. He's portals are being opened. It doesn't have to be Cthulhu. You could make up a different one if you really wanted. The whole point of this one, the problem with that is Cthulhu is kind of already in our dimension. That's technicalities. Don't need to worry about that. What's happening is a giant portal is being opened and a terrible, terrible monster god the size of a city is coming into our reality, going to destroy everything.
How do you stop a monster? With monsters.
And that's why they have to come together. With the dang squad.
Fine.
You only get your squad if Judah Friedlander is...
He's unavailable. He's unavailable. So Cthulhu, the giant monster
is your Thanos.
Okay.
And that's why it's going to take the power of Dracula and the Mummy and the Invisible Man.
Invisible Man's a tough one because
the Invisible Man. I thought of how we're going to change a little bit about that heist movie. We're going to add a little more. So Invisible Man, once he's invisible, has his invisible vision and stuff like that. He starts seeing other invisible things. What else is invisible? Strange lines across the city.
Ooh.
Weird portals are opening. Maybe we get the teasing of certain creatures coming through, things like that. So the Invisible Man is going to be very important later on in identifying and closing portals. He's going to be the character that maybe is able to cross over to those other worlds.
You know what they would need to go up against Cthulhu and what I will just assume are Shatari ripoffs is our army to go against an army.
Now, that's true. However, the problem there is Cthulhu's army traditionally are what are called deep ones, which are basically creatures from the Black Lagoon.
So fight creatures from the Black Lagoon with creatures from the blacks of space. Boy, would that be a CG nightmare. Mashing them together. Well, if the creature from the Black Lagoon is like bright green.
Like
my shirt, like a bluish, greenish teal.
So right now, for me, the big nerd wanting to maintain continuity and stuff with what's come, I would. It feels more streamlined and synergistic to make the creatures from the Black Lagoon be deep ones.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that they're the bad guys, and that's not great. But maybe there's a reason there's a contingent of them that aren't. They're all like, yeah, we don't like our God. And we want to stop him.
Yeah.
And that perhaps that relates to the female character that's been made queen of them or whatever. And so, well, we're going to do what she says because plot.
Because she's Princess Leia and we're the Ewoks.
Yeah.
Everything is a deviation of existing source material.
Yeah.
And that's the way Hollywood makes shit now.
We're the Ewoks. We're going to listen to Princess Leia and we're going to turn on the giant Ewok. That's,
in the sky.
Yep.
Okay.
So little iffy there. Something could be worked out. I think there's we can suss it out.
For in terms of this dark universe, or specifically the final team up film,
particularly the team up film in that particular angle, like how that fits in.
I think having hints of Cthulhu in the second, third movie, like that's the like planting the Infinity Gem. Look. there's no doubt about anything that Marvel Cinematic Universe is the most successful and only version of this.
Yeah.
And everyone who's tried to mimic it has mimicked it incorrectly. That's why the DC Cinematic Universe failed. It's why the Dark Universe failed. They just have not followed the template closely enough.
Well, it's partially because it wasn't a template. It was, we made Iron Man and it was super successful. Let's make a couple more. Hey, let's start building this road toward that.
Yeah. Instead of like coming out the gate, like we're definitely doing an Avengers movie. Like just take your freaking time to lay the groundwork for this and earn it. Right. So having to work with the studio that has demanded things, in my experience as a writer, it often is, we're going to make 4 movies. Like, hold on, let's make 1.
Yeah.
You haven't made 1. You don't deserve 4.
Yeah.
Like, and so I think you're having Cthulhu be the big bad. The only problem I can see from that is, how do you go bigger than Cthulhu?
Why would you go bigger?
You'd have to, like, you have to escalate.
But that's our Avengers. Oh, you're saying after that?
Yeah.
What's our phase 2?
Phase 2, right? Like,
there's so many that are bigger than Cthulhu.
Good, we can worry about that as long as you know that there's bigger down the line. So I think the studio demanded. So you demanded that the Dark Universe be built successfully to reach an Avengers level. And
I did have a third one that said, hey, we don't have to follow the Marvel template. I still don't know what the plot would be, so maybe that makes this a not working one. But the third one is, let's not do that. Let's do basically like a Royal Rumble. We're going to have all the characters and they're going to fight. They're going to be the bad guys.
Don't team up.
And maybe your Monster Squad is our sort of central good guys who have to now navigate this giant fight between five horrendously powerful beings?
6. Okay, so I'm glad you like that idea. Now, here's what I'm thinking. If we follow the Monster Squad to these movies, right? If the Dark Universe is following this bunch of nobodies and it's always about the monster, the aesthetic of the film, the star of the film is the monster, that you scoffed and I lost my train of thought. Just the damn look you made.
Sorry.
I don't even know what I was going to say.
Sorry.
You just hate the idea of the Monster Squad, which is fine.
No, I don't hate it. I'm worried about it being the through line through all of them.
It's
like, I don't mind them being there in that final movie. I don't think they should be. First of all, they weren't in our Dracula movie. They weren't in our Mummy movie.
Right. And now we're
suddenly going to put them in all the movies.
Thor 3 fixed everything that came before it. So I'm just saying that there's a possibility that you can retroactively fix what's come before. If even having Russell Crowe show up Nick Fury style at the end of Creature of the Black Lagoon and say, we want to recruit you. And they're like, no, we don't work for you.
You know what? I'm coming around. So the Monster Squad, Russell Crowe is on it.
Put him, he's the guy driving the van.
Because at the end of The Mummy, the organization was their headquarters was pretty much destroyed. So
they got nothing left.
Yeah.
And so he's rebuilding with
what he has.
Okay. Yeah, bring him in right from the get on here. He already exists from The Mummy. And I feel like looking at something like The Nice Guys, Russell Crowe could be better utilized than the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Oh, dude, seriously, add him to the group because he's got a secret they don't know. The fact that we
already know.
We know, but his team doesn't know. He's the freaking Hulk.
I feel like his team would. Okay.
I keep having maybe one of the team like, hey, I know. I see it in your eyes. You're crazy. The thing is that, like, if you have them, if we follow them, if they are 11 and Mikey and the gang that we see each episode of this franchise, you either contain the monster or you make peace with the monster. They make peace with the Creature of the Black Lagoon and say, hey, you stay in the water, we'll stay out of the water. We cool, right? And then having something like, say, the Wolfman, where it's like, hey, we cool? We not cool. Okay, we got to lock him up, okay? He is contained. So then when you come to the big blowout movie and you've given either going up against Cthulhu together or Monsters Unleashed, which having them all escape, all the bad ones that they've contained escape, and they're like terrorizing the world together. Then you have your squad of heroes that we've seen every step of the way saying, we got to go up against them again all at once. Let's see if our friends that we were nice to will come help us. Because then you have a Batman versus Superman style where it's half the monsters versus half the monsters. If you have, say, the Wolfman and Dracula and the Mummy, they're pissed off and they are teamed up and doing some bad stuff. Then you can have Creature from the Black Lagoon, Invisible Man, who's sort of an anti-hero, and I don't know who, Bride of Frankenstein come in and be like, we'll work with you because you didn't lock us up the last time.
I had an idea for Bride of Frankenstein, like a plot for Bride of Frankenstein as well.
Fire.
So I don't know much about. I unfortunately haven't seen Bride of Frankenstein, but my idea would essentially pitch it as a modern day, like several of them. But she would be a straight on protagonist. She is reanimated a lot like the Frankenstein's monster, but Frankenstein is out there still making more of these monsters. I realize that there's a couple franchises, like Frankenstein franchises out there that do something similar. But heck with it. I'm going to do it too.
We're going to do it better.
So Bride of Frankenstein has made it her mission to hunt these things down. She's trying to find her husband and to stop him.
Oh man, having your little group. Sorry, I know I'm trying to say if the cold open is the group like going up against a Frankenstein's monster, and then she shows up and just mops the floor and then leaves, and they're like, "Who the hell was that?" And we need to team up with her, and then follow her through. Like always. So my group is the sidekicks, is the funny people, is the in over their head group. If we do
the group movie where they have to fight a big bad like Cthulhu or my odd Van Helsing one, if we have to do one where the monsters team up against a big bad, I don't the monster squad. I feel like they need to be less involved. If we do the one where it's the big fight between the factions, the Royal Rumble, I am okay. I am okay with them taking more of a center stage type thing.
I just thought of the stinger for the big Avengers movie. If you can get on board for the Monster Squad, I just thought of a stinger.
Because the other thing is, I actually think the Royal Rumble style matches the franchise better than trying to unveil a whole new universal monster that you're going to love that they're all going to fight. Instead of doing that, going the classic route, like where they had Frankenstein versus the Wolfman is kind of what we're doing here. Like we have this side versus this side, and then we get to see these fights as they pair off. And your Monster Squad, because then I liked what you said. I'm not just going to repeat it. You can rewind this thing and listen to it again if you really want to. I like that, and thus the Monster Squad, the Jekyll Hyde group would need to be pushed forward a bit, which matches our existing properties of the Mummy. So I'm leaning toward that one.
Here's your stinger for the Avengers movie, because we need to set up for phase 2, right?
Okay.
Kill the only, like, the leader hero type of the group that was basically being mentored by Russell Crowe to take over the group. Kill him in the Avengers, in the Royal Rumble Monster versus Monster movie. Your stinger is reanimate him. He's going to be Frankenstein's monster. So that if Frankenstein, the Dr. Frankenstein gets away, he's the Baron von Strucker type character. We got to go to Marvel. He's the best thing we can reference. Although anyone listening to this is like, who the hell's Baron von Strucker?
Yeah.
He was in Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Pay attention. Reanimate. Well, I'm just going to call him Mikey. Like, reanimate him at the end and like, he's alive. And then that's going to be your basically muscle villain leading into what it would be the Monsters versus Monsters 2. Like, he doesn't come back to help them. He's just reanimated, eyes open, and we will bum, bum, bum. What's going to happen from here? We don't need to think of phase 2 in its entirety right now, but I'm setting, we don't have Frankenstein's monster in here.
Right. Yeah. Well, I suggested at many Frankenstein monsters.
Right. But we don't have specifically.
Because right, Bride of Frankenstein, they named the monster Frankenstein in the movies. I'm suggesting
the fish people would go bad.
No, they'd be good.
Okay.
Because they'd be directed by our queen, right? Our from our monster squad who got involved in Creatures from the Black Lagoon.
Right.
So they'd be like, yeah, we'll rally behind you to save the world from bad shit. Because clearly they don't like bad stuff. Because clearly they don't like
infiltrators.
Yeah, right. Because that's what the corporation was doing in their movie. So with the bad guy characters, I think the way you laid it out was the Mummy, Dracula. Well, he's a defender. It gets a little weird because they're trying to make them bad guys but good guys.
But you said the fish people versus the Frankenstein monsters.
Versus the Frankenstein monsters. So that's right. Those are our nameless monsters, nameless, faceless monsters fighting each other. We can then go to our iconic characters. So it'd be Fishmen versus Stitchmen.
Yes.
I like the idea of a reanimated female hero fighting a bunch of reanimated.
I'm all in for that.
I'm thinking of other details, like the Mummy has power over life and death, right? He can desiccate people and raise them as undead to fight his battles immediately. I like the idea that whatever Frankenstein does to reanimate corpses makes them immune to the Mummy's powers. So
fight.
So now we have a real fight there.
Yeah. But we don't specifically have bolts in the neck, green-faced Frankenstein, right? Like Bride of Frankenstein exists. You have your like a bunch of reanimated Frankenstein monsters, but specifically to create what will be the Frankenstein's monster in this franchise is your stinger, your post-credits stinger in the Avengers, in the Monster versus Monster movie, and it's the main character that was killed in that we've been with every step of the way. I just think that would be the final little like comeback for phase 2. We're definitely going to give you something cool.
Okay. I'm not totally sold, but I'm not against it.
Okay.
On the stinger bit.
Right. Oh, okay.
Everything else we've been talking about, I'm leaning more and more toward the Monster versus Monster Ultra movie.
Yeah, like having the two sides going against each other. Because plus you can have like a traitor in the midst. If like Invisible Man is not a powerful character
with his invisibility power, actually, I think that makes him right. Because what we're doing is it's not just that he is what we're doing with the power we're giving him. It's not just that he can't be seen. There's something else. There's some extra stuff there that we don't need to actually like put our finger on his full power set, but essentially I wouldn't want to make him intangible, but he would have something that allows him his invisibility makes him on par with like these dudes like Dracula and the Mummy, where you can affect every living thing around you except for me while I'm invisible. So then I do things like bam fin behind you and try to do a stabby bit and then I disappear again. Right? Yeah, different things like that. Right? So it's not quite teleportation, but teleportation.
A little bit like that. I know you're in here somewhere. Someone give me a bag of flour.
Yeah.
That's how we do it in these things, right? Someone give me a bag of flour. Shit. Give me a bucket of pudding. We have a bucket of pudding.
So I think he's not quite Hawkeye. Honestly, if anything, from this group, I think Wolfman and Bride of Frankenstein clock in at our lesser powered ones. Bride of Frankenstein, we can do fun stuff like she has super strength because undead.
Yeah, and I like the idea that
resurrected, not undead, resurrected.
I do like that she's a badass, kick-ass female. I think there's something really cool there.
And Wolfman, Wolfman he's Wolfman. I suppose you could make him the equivalent of like Wolverine, right? So it's just kind of like really feral, really something like that. But otherwise, I like the Invisible Man's power. I don't think it's just you don't see him. You can do a little more with with that.
I like your idea of him being able to see things that he has. Like he's a skill set we don't know about.
I don't want to say that because other dudes have magic. I was going to say he's like the Doctor Strange. That's not true. It's just he has the ability to definitely see these threads of arcane energy, and thus get around him.
He's the ninja of the group in a sense. having the weird thing is about a lot of these characters is like I'm normal and now I'm a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Now, granted, when the original Universal Monster movies came about, it was during the Cold War era. It was a lot of like the outsider, the alien
Sure.
other, and that's what they all represented at the time.
Well, that's what a lot of horror movie monsters
Right.
continue to represent.
And I think that moving into a current universe, one of the things that to help make this happen successfully is to stop trying to match it at a level budget wise and blockbuster wise as the Marvel films. I think that no one's going to succeed ever again like Marvel did. I don't think anyone ever will.
Not trying to do it.
Yeah, I think that it could accidentally happen, and I think playing it safer with budgets and they just not trying to reach straight for the top, but thinking like Ant-Man and thinking like Doctor Strange, as you brought up earlier, thinking in a little smaller scope to get to that big scope.
Yeah.
I think would be a big sell in how to create this. They pitched The Mummy as this summer blockbuster. We got Tom Cruise. A plane's going to crash. It's going to be amazing. And so much special effects, and we're going to make this whole big universe. And it's like, pump your brakes. They didn't stop walking into these things. I complained about it earlier. Start with Iron Man, one at a time, build it slowly. And I think that having all these movies stand alone and slowly starting to overlap and not making these $200 million movies, take that $200 million and make 4 films, cut it out.
Yeah.
I think that's the key here. And making them vanity pieces for the monster will get star power.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's another factor here. I would dig something like this. I think that having an adventure film, it's not aliens attacking, although Cthulhu technically is an ancient universal being.
Actually, no, I kind of, maybe you save that for Wolfman. I was going to say, I kind of like the idea, like you brought up Alien or Aliens, kind of doing the timbre of those movies for Creature from the Black Lagoon would make some sense. But I kind of like what we've laid out instead of making it so serious and dark. Maybe doing something like that with the Wolfman.
Having some fun with it.
Making it. I know. I lost my thought. I lost my train of thought. Cut this entire last minute out.
I can.
We're good.
I don't know how to segue out of that.
Me neither. Segue out of my void.
So to take us all the way back to the core of this, the studio asked us to create a dark universe that could succeed. Have we at least broached the possibility of that happening?
I think so.
I think the fun of this that we didn't have in the last episode with Die Hard was we were pretty much all in on every idea each other pitched through Die Hard. We disagreed on it a little bit here and there.
We did.
But that's part of the pitch process in terms of trying to convince you having the everyman character existing in this fantastical world is the way to go. That I pushed for it. I think I might have won you over a little bit.
A little bit. It depends on the path that the overall franchise takes. And I think the one we landed on is the stronger one. Don't just copy the cinematic universe that exists. Try to make your own, and ending it with a Royal Rumble. Man, that actually, the more I think about it, that's going to be super cool.
The thing is, I don't care. I'm not a horror fan. I appreciate the history of these characters. These are all public domain legendary characters at this point. We can do anything with them. Being able to pay homage to them while having some modern day fun with them and bringing back the adventure film. There aren't adventure films anymore, like the Brendan Fraser Mummy, like Indiana Jones. They don't make movies like that anymore. And I think that's something.
I don't know if I completely agree.
Well, I mean, you could look at something like Guardians.
That's going to take like an hour to think of all the actual.
They're all
examples.
subversions of the genre, because you could say Guardians of the Galaxy has a lot of Raiders of the Lost Ark adventure element to it.
Jurassic World movies were supposed to be that.
Yeah.
I don't think they succeeded.
But another fun to be had in here is to create that through line of this is the dark monster universe, but each movie has a different style to it in a genre.
I think that's what's important. maybe it's just because, again, it's the one cinematic universe that's worked so far, but I think that's what Marvel did. And I think that's a good way to go. It's a superhero movie, but it's this kind of, it's
spy and espionage. You got Winter Soldier. You got sci-fi Star Wars with Guardians of the Galaxy. You got magic with Doctor Strange. Like,
you got a heist movie with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
You got all these different things. And I think going that route, right? So you have a monster movie, but you do that. So it's a monster movie, but it's a heist movie.
Right.
It's a monster movie, but it's an adventure movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's how would you describe Alien or Aliens? Alien is just like a straight up horror movie.
Sci-fi. Alien is a horror.
Not
sci-fi horror.
I mean, like the characters have to go in, and there's and they're kind of, oh God, maybe that's what you do. Oh, here's a pitch for Wolfman.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Grey?
Yeah.
Do The Grey, but instead of wolves chasing down dudes, it's wolfmen.
Just trying to running, escaping. We're doomed here.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. I don't know if that's a movie that sells to a mainstream audience, but
so the reason I was originally thinking Aliens and why that led to The Grey is in Aliens, it's this group of Marines goes to this planet.
And then they're picked off.
Yeah. And then they're picked off as they try to escape.
Yeah.
Right. Do that with Wolfman. You have a group that goes out. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it has to be. It has to be our monster squad.
Yeah.
They go in and then they get picked off one by one. It's not like what happened.
Oh, you're killing them off?
Pretty much, yeah.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. It's a group of whole new people. Like, who are you guys? We're the new ones.
No.
I don't know. Somehow you make that work. You're going to have extras, even though it's a plucky new group. There's not much left of the organization. They're going to have red shirts.
They asked for more money. We're killing you in this movie. James Marsden's getting killed halfway through. Love James Marsden.
I think I think you do something like that, so that way the Wolfman isn't, because you're going to end up, it's wolves, so you're out in the country.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it that way, but I like the idea of wandering into the wolves' territory, and then the wolf starts getting you because this guy's not a friendly guy. It's a predator.
Yeah.
Right. So
okay. I think there's an opportunity to have a lot of action adventure fun in here. And I think The Mummy, like it didn't succeed, but I didn't think it was that bad. No. It's
there's a few things that just don't, like, it tried to have the humor that you're talking about.
Jake
for whatever
Johnson.
reason.
That's the actor's name.
The actor's name.
Yeah.
Well, and he did a good job for his part, but there's a bunch of gags that I think don't land in that movie. Like they put him there and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I hate being a person who's like, I know this actor in this role and I can't ever see him another way. Tom Cruise played a selfish jerk in the movie.
And
I just have a really hard time buying him as this selfish jerk.
I think there's the key is casting right, but also like that humor needs to be handled by the right person. Just quippy for the sake of quippy. Like, Max Landis is not allowed to write any of these movies, okay? Because he's not funny, and he thinks he is. And, like, he tries to be quippy, and it doesn't work. And I don't want to see Jesse Eisenberg near any of these films. And I've just, publicly mocked two very successful Hollywood people that will be more successful than I'll ever be. And I've tangented away from the point here. I think there could be a fun universe to be had here.
Welcome to the podcast, Burning Bridges.
Yeah. There's having some fun with this, lampshading a lot of things, paying tribute to the what came before in terms of like the history of these characters. I think there's an opportunity to ride the line. I don't want to see what's like Suicide Squad did. Like, we're dark and edgy and we're all funny and quick. Like, no, like it was the wrong. David Ayer is not a comedic director. Like, why was he the one involved with this? And like, I think casting the right people isn't as important as getting the right creative, like, script and director on these.
Sure.
So having us studio, thank you to oversee this in a Kevin Feige capacity to make sure that there's a consistency in these films while still giving us something different every time.
Sure.
That's the key to the success of these. The DC Cinematic Universe is just the same muddy desaturated, gritty blah for 5-6 movies straight. Why did Wonder Woman succeed? You had the right director, and you did not follow the Snyderverse completely.
Well, yeah, because they made not a show Bible, but they essentially made their
franchise Bible,
a franchise Bible, and they said stick to this, and that's why it's not working for DC in my opinion. Right?
I agree. Yeah.
There are people out there who think it's great and they want more of it, and that's
it's fine. They can think that. That's their opinion. It's just an opinion, man.
But I think prevailing thought is that it is not matching their expectations.
No.
And I think you're absolutely right. And as to why they're not, and why Wonder Woman worked, because it didn't stick with that franchise Bible. And looking at the movies they're moving into, I think they're realizing that. So I think Aquaman, it looks very colorful. And what's really weird is normally they should be like, oh, that looks weird. That's what I kind of want to see it for those big battle scenes. Like I want to see a giant squid fight a bunch of crazy Atlanteans.
Or at this point of airing, you saw all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's true. Oh, that's very true. I need to stop.
Let's do the time warp again.
And like or the trailer for Shazam. Also looks very different from the current,
colorful,
the current
fun.
thing.
Get away from that, and so with.
So I think actually, talking about that. So basically, I think we're done pitching to the studio the Dark Universe at this point. We're just kind of talking
we're
about.
We're just riffing here. So I mean, we can wrap up if you wanted to continue.
Oh
talking.
No, I'll talk all day. This will be the longest podcast ever.
Well, before you continue, will this be on point to the Dark Universe, or you just want to tangent into talking about
I think I'm just tangenting.
Okay, we'll talk off mic here. Let's wrap this up. I think we've come up with what would be far better than what they had planned. I mean, obviously they canceled what they had planned.
Yeah.
So the studio demanded a Dark Universe. I would watch this. I think.
Me too.
Beyond the fact that we just conceptualized it, and clearly we would love to make this. I just want to see this. I think that there's, though we disagreed here and there on what they can do, I think overall we agree they should be having some fun. There should be, the monster is the most important thing here. The overall tone of this franchise needs to be consistent while still creating a variety in these movies. So I think that with all we've discussed here, we've come up with a better movie than what we have gotten and what we would have gotten. So I'm interested to hear what the listeners have to say.
Yes.
Whether they agree, whether they think Monster Squad's the way to go here. I know some of you agree with me. Come on, let me know. So comment below, tweet at us. Let's do some social stuff right here. So,
okay.
Like I said, so you can like and subscribe wherever you are listening to this. A huge shout out to 6.5 Media for giving us this platform, and go ahead and check out, seriously, go check out everything 6.5 Media has been creating. You heard one of their commercial spots in the beginning of this episode as well. Jim, where can people find you? Are you on Twitter yet? Are you on the Insta?
I am on Twitter, but I've forgotten my handle, so that's not useful.
You need to figure that out.
I am not on Insta. So, I'm real easy to get a hold of.
Well, at the very comment, if you want to talk specifically to Jim, you can
That's the best way to
tag him right here for now until we hook you up with a proper social media handle here. So you can find me at TC's Big Head on Twitter and Instagram. And that is it for this episode. The studio demanded a Dark Universe, and we gave it to him, Jim, right?
Woo!
Woo! Should we do a high five?
High five. Yeah, let's do a high. Yeah, we'll work on that.
All right, so that's all for this episode. We'll be back again next time with another challenge to improve upon the world of cinema. I'm TC.
I'm Jim.
And that's the end.